Hi and Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome back to another insightful episode of the Our Mental Care podcast series. So for today's episode, we're gonna discuss about the power of self-love, building healthier relationship with yourself and others. So in today's fast-paced and often critical world, kita selalu abaikan our self-love. Kita more to fikirkan apa yang orang fikir tentang kita apa semua. So today we're gonna discuss how to have a self-love towards ourselves. So for today's episode, we're gonna have Miss Azni again, and we have another special guest, Miss Alia. So, can we discuss about self-love? What is self-love to you, Miss Azni?
Okay. Self-love ni konsep dia is a practice of appreciating yourself. Yeah, and then you respect yourself.
Okay.
You prioritize your own well-being. But it is not in a context yang being selfish.
Okay.
So it's not about yourself, tapi it's about taking care of yourself so that you can be you can take care of other people, and you can be useful to others as well.
Macam mana differentiate between self-love and selfish?
Self-love ni dia inklusif. So maknanya dengan orang-orang keliling dia.
Okay.
Alright. Whereas selfish ni it's about personal gain.
Oh, okay.
I buat apa-apa tu untuk I punya personal gain. I didn't think about other people. So apa yang I nak sahaja. So that's selfish lah.
Tapi there must be a fine line kan between self-love dengan you're being selfish.
It depends how you see it. Sebab kalau you cakap personal gain in a positive way, yang you consider other people's punya emotion, so that is self-love actually. Kalau selfishness tu doesn't matter apa yang you buat untuk you seorang je. You don't think about other people pun. Tak kisahlah orang tu rasa ditindas ke, orang tu rasa left out ke, orang tu rasa unappreciated ke, it's okay. That's fine. I don't want to think about that as long as I get what I want.
Dia macam related dengan macam people pleasing kan. So but then we have to know when to say no to people. So sometimes people might get macam dia akan
Kenapa dia being selfish?
Yeah.
Say no.
That actually it's more of setting boundaries lah untuk kita bila kita rasa macam we cannot be in this toxic environment lagi sekali, any longer. So we set boundaries. Okay, maybe kita tak bergaul dengan orang tu sangat. Tapi as long as kita tahu apa yang kita buat, I think that is enough and important. Because orang akan fikir dia ni being selfish, tinggal anak because you want to go to have time, and all that. That one, itu kita tak boleh nak stop what other people think about us lah kan.
So we put ourselves first.
Yes.
So as we can know, self-love ni bukan is a selfish thing. Is it self-love ni a self-centered punya mind?
Self-centered dia more like you ada strong opinion on something, ataupun you think about your own needs saja. So maksudnya I tak kisahlah orang cakap apa, as long as setengah orang dia ada opinion yang strong opinion about certain issue, for example. So dia tak boleh nak tolak ansur kalau orang give a new perspective, new insight. So itu dia
what does they think tu je yang dia nak fikir. Kalau orang lain tu fikir benda lain, dia tak nak terima pun. Okay, faham. So is it why self-love ni macam essential for our mental care? Is it untuk prevent kita from burnout ke, prevent kita from drag ourselves to being in depression ke, macam mana?
Alia mentioned just now that orang akan tengok kita selfish kalau so so kita ada, by having self-love concept ni, kita akan immune ataupun kita tak take seriously apa yang orang cakap pasal kita. Kalau kita tak ada benda tu, kalau kita tak ada self-love, kita akan always carry away dengan apa orang cakap pasal kita. So kita akan jadi rasa macam not happy, then you set unrealistic expectation on yourself. Itu yang kadang-kadang you jadi anxious, anxiety sebab orang asyik tengok kita je. Orang asyik cakap kita ni macam ni je. So eventually bila you dah terlalu anxious, it can lead up to depression juga.
Tapi tu bukan macam like kita seek of others punya appreciation, apa semua benda tu akan macam merosakkan diri juga, because like kita buat semua benda tu untuk dapat appreciation daripada orang.
Validation.
Yeah, so is that like a self love juga? I mean like
validation in terms of kita kena tengok angle yang betul lah. Validation. Okay. So of course kalau macam kalau dalam counselling, you punya feeling punya validation tu is really important. So memang you kena validate you punya client punya emotion. Tak kira dalam konteks apa, kita validate dulu, then only kita explore. Jadi sama juga dalam ni, kalau kita cari validation from orang tu, definitely selalunya akan, kalau your expectation tu tak unmet expectation, yang tu nanti you jadi stress, yang tu you jadi marah.
Macam ni kita nak like to not have that high expectation on ourselves. So macam kita ni kan of course lah kita nak expect tinggi. Yeah. So macam ni nak macam like if benda tu doesn't meet like how we expected, so macam ni kita nak overcome benda tu. So macam like if tak meet kena buat ni. Kalau if meet benda tu kita kena buat ni. So macam mana?
Selalunya lah yang kita fikirkan, kita ni we are only human. Kita ada batas-batas yang kita boleh buat. And another thing yang important is we have option.
Okay.
We can always choose apa yang kita nak buat dalam diri kita dengan hidup kita. Yes. Ada free will. But at the same time, Allah said with that free will, you ada boundary you juga. You tak boleh buat. You jangan buat benda ni. You buat benda ni. You do good, but you prohibit or kejahatan. So dia memang ada boundary dia kat mana-mana pun. Jadi you know yourself. You know yourself where to position yourself actually kan. So kalau kita tak faham diri kita tu, yang kita tak ada identiti sendiri kadang-kadang. Sebab kita tak tahu kita ni siapa, kita ni kat mana kan. So kadang-kadang itu yang buat kita confused, yang terikut-ikut sangat dengan social media, expectation orang.
Betul.
I used to care a lot about what people think of me lah. Tapi macam maybe makin lama makin kita dah tahu apa yang kita suka, and there is so much that we can handle. So macam throughout the time kita sendiri tahu macam say no to people.
So how like do you recognize benda tu and to appreciate your self-worth tu?
Sebab baru perasan macam even though kita try our best to please people, there's always some other people yang
Ngata lagi.
Yes. So just do what makes our own self happy je. Umur 29 lah baru ni. Kalau tak tu macam apalah orang ni cakap pasal aku apa.
Ada tak macam like you take like some step ke untuk or habit macam like to adopt that self-worth untuk diri you sendiri?
What do you do?
Know what makes you happy, do what you love, and then know your limits. And then macam there is so much that you can handle. Macam in context of my workplace pun, if there is some point that I cannot handle it anymore, macam I feel like I'm not being appreciated, kita have to let go lah and move forward to some other place yang will value us more, that in terms of macam workplace lah.
So like, is there any like macam during the therapies, do you have any like activities or stuff like to have the self-love, self-worth towards the client?
Selalunya kan dalam terapi atau counselling, kita identify dulu apa dia punya irrational belief terhadap diri dia.
Kira macam like diorang punya self-doubt or self-criticism towards themselves.
Irrational belief tu belief yang tak betul pasal diri. Dia rasa macam diri tak cantik sebab dia cakap orang cantik tu perlu kurus dan
I used to have that. I always have that. Ada macam low self esteem macam tu.
So bila kita faham dari mana datang dia benda tu. Mungkin
So ada like macam questionnaire ke about benda tu, or like you sendiri macam tanya a random question to the client?
It's a guided structural question that we
okay.
ask, so that eventually kita boleh identify. Mungkin masa dia kecil dulu somebody pernah cakap kat dia, kau
tak
ni tak cantik sebab kau ni hitam. So that carries with her atau him for a long time. So dia rasa dia tak cantik sebab dia hitam. So dia melekat kat dia sebab I ni tak cantik.
Benda tu dia carry.
Jadi benda-benda macam ni juga. So maybe dalam through CBT kita identify cognitive behavioural therapy, kita identify dia punya irrational thoughts dulu. Then from there kita boleh explore lagi apa yang menyebabkan dia berfikiran begitu. Dan selepas tu kita boleh tanya question-question yang menyebabkan dia boleh ada insight yang actually there's nothing to do with your skin colour. Beauty is nothing to do with your skin colour. But it's a process. It will take some process. Kalau for example approach yang kita gunakan is REBT, reactive rational emotive behavioural therapy. Kita guna ABCDE punya model. So A tu activating event. So maknanya event tu apa? Activating event ni you nampak macam you tengok kat cermin, you nampak you gelap ataupun orang cakap you gelap. That is the event yang tinggalkan tu. Then B tu your belief. Then from there bila orang cakap you gelap, you rasa macam I tak cantik
Sebab gelap.
sebab gelap. So consequencesnya you have a low self esteem.
Yeah.
Then after that dalam model tu then we dispute balik. Ada tak orang model ke siapa ke orang yang cantik tapi kulit dia gelap? Ada tak?
Faham.
Jadi bila kita tanya that structure question, dia akan start bagi dia insight. Oh, tak semestinya orang putih. Ada juga orang putih tapi tak cantik.
Betul?
Ada kan? Then after that, what is the effect from information atau dispute yang dia buat mengenai dia punya belief tu? So that's how kita
Like the
change.
strategy untuk like
Yes.
change the inner critic in
Yes.
ourselves. Faham. So ada macam like, is it a good thing macam like to have a self confidence, to increase the self esteem? Is it a good thing to macam bercakap dengan diri kita sendiri macam macam like, oh you're not this, you are this, you are better than this. Is it a good thing, or macam like benda tu is like something yang macam akan membongkarkan kita in the future sebab macam kita cakap yang diri kita ni is a good one bla 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 bla, tapi sebenarnya tak.
Okay. One of the steps ataupun one of the techniques tu memang affirmation lah. Memang ada affirmation saying that I have done enough. It's okay that I can handle this. So I am capable. Memang ada benda-benda tu dalam teknik-teknik yang kita ajar untuk kita punya klien. Tapi macam you cakap, self affirmation tu pun it has to come in a positive way juga, kan? Dan because eventually dia akan jadi selfishness, dia akan jadi self-centered, kan?
So macam like how can we know like the boundaries untuk tak jadi selfish and self-centered person for the word affirmation untuk diri kita tu?
Kalau dia membantu kita untuk menjadi lebih positif, macam self affirmation, kita cakap I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful despite my dark skin colour.
Faham. Tapi macam like certain people nowadays, dia macam like to like self affirmation yang macam like, oh dia ni bagus and akan influence other people macam benda tu buruk. Faham tak? Dia macam dia cakap dia yang terpaling bagus lah, terpaling ni lah apa semua. So dia macam dia mengajar benda yang tak elok kepada other people and other people to influence. Like nowadays kan budak-budak zaman sekarang senang influence through the social media apa semua. So macam mana like kita nak set the boundaries untuk tak macam influence other people to not be
Okay. Kalau if you ask me, I will always go back to knowledge.
Betul.
Educate. Educate
Yourself.
educate ourselves, educate people
Other
around
people,
us. So that's why role that you have is always important. Kita punya role tu actually important. Setengah orang rasa macam I ni bukan orang mana, I ni tak ada apa-apa. I'm not
Somebody.
tak penting. Tapi actually kita penting. Kita dengan kawan kita penting. Kita tunjukkan contoh yang baik. Macam mana kita buat dia rasa. Macam mana kita reflect apa yang berlaku keliling kita. So there's no straightforward answer to that, I would say. Tapi by having knowledge kan, you dapat bezakan mana yang detrimental to you, yang mana yang actually promote growth.
Tapi I perasan memang orang yang with low self esteem memang nampak dia macam a bit dull sikit sebab benda tu yang macam demotivate dia. Sebab I can see kalau orang yang memang confident, walaupun maybe bagi orang macam tak berapa cantik ke apa, if she wears that confidence, memang nampak dia lagi cantik sebab she's very radiant and vibrant macam tu. So macam mana kita nak build confidence? Sebab bila kita confident yang betul nampakkan kita cantik from inside, from within juga.
So itu yang kita kena sayang diri kita jugalah. Kita cakap pasal self love kan, kita kena sayang diri kita. Kita rasa kita ni cukup lah. Kan. So kita developkan the feeling that macam irrational belief, you rasa tak cukup sebab apa? Sebab irrational belief yang you ada. You rasa tak cukup sebab you rasa macam you tak boleh bercakap.
Macam ada je kurang kita kan.
Ya, macam ada je kurang kita.
Tapi susah betul nak jadi confident tu.
Macam mana nak overcome?
Our way up to be confident tu macam
ada je penghalang dia.
Depends apa you punya definition of confidence. Kalau confidence you actually bercakap depan orang, tak semua orang ada that ability to speak kan. So you confident with your own ability, tak apa, I tak boleh bercakap, tak apa, tapi I boleh buat benda lain. You know. So yang paling penting actually to me, kita have
our
a different
mindset sendiri.
So that's why identifying your irrational belief tu sangat-sangat penting lah untuk kita start to give a different perspective to looking at.
A good thing to like dapat validation for other people to like embrace ourselves, to have the confidence. Faham tak, kita buat macam contoh macam Miss Alia cakap dia tak confident sebelum ni, so dia dress up like pretty so that people will cakap dan dia dah cantik apa semua bla bla bla. Is it a good thing to like have the validation for other people, and is it like a self love juga?
maybe macam from other people kita boleh tahu what to improve ke apa ke.
It goes back to how you take it.
Faham.
Sebab kalau macam validation orang tu, you tak boleh control dia nak validate you ke dia nak cakap you cantik kan. Jadi bila you tak boleh control, then your thought tu dia akan dekat situ, stuck kat situ. Then kita start lah pusing, spiral, overthinking, then you visualize benda yang belum berlaku. Jadi dia tak membantu kita untuk grow. Actually it will bring us down.
How like negativity thoughts from others tu untuk kita ambil dan buat benda tu jadi positif? Do you have like things like macam activity or practice that we can make the negativity change to the positivity punya thoughts?
Always surround yourself with positive people. Because kalau kita belajar from each other kan. So kalau kita tak ada positive circle, kita stick with the negative circle tu, itu yang akan bring you down. So kita memang ada option. Okay, we go back to option. Kita ada free will, kita ada choice dalam hidup kita.
Pilih our own close circle kan.
Yes. Kita always ada
Tapi
choice.
kan macam kita dah, macam previously our circle tu macam kita dah ngam dengan diorang, dah macam okay dengan diorang tu, like out from that circle is quite hard juga and akan macam struggle. So macam mana kita nak like overcome that thing to like set the barrier, set the borderline untuk like macam that negativity tu kena buang daripada diri sendiri.
Alia, do you have any experience with that? Maybe before I answer, I can ask you if you have.
Dia macam like, okay, before this you have a like very negative punya circle, like dia mesti like very critic on you, do everything. So macam mana you stop that thing daripada diri you, macam like you move out from that circle.
Tak, sorry, tak ada example sebab memang
You just like maybe it's enough and then you
tapi ada, tapi kawan je tapi I ada kawan yang I know yang dia, if she knows that this person or this macam circle memang tak ada bagi benefit untuk dia, and then memang dia macam every time cakap dengan orang tu macam dia selalu macam rasa tak best atau rasa macam annoyed ke apa, she will cut off that person lah. But then I know that is for her own good lah.
Yeah, setting boundaries. That's the example of setting boundaries.
setting boundary and know how when to say no lah to other people.
Yes,
Yeah.
because you know the effect to yourself. Macam mana kan? Then you set healthy boundaries so that you tak ada
Direndah-rendah.
yes, and you stay in that circle for long.
For a long time.
Tapi kalau orang tu macam dia negatif dekat diri dia, kita are we supposed to macam jauhkan diri sebab dia bagi negative vibe, or are we supposed to help them?
If you can help, you help them. Macam I cakap tadi, kita boleh kalau kita faham ABCDE model tu, kita always cakap kita boleh apply belief dia mengenai sesuatu event. Apa belief dia, dan daripada belief yang dia ada tu, apa consequences daripada situ, apa perasaan dia, apa yang dia rasa. Dan after that, kita tanya balik, dispute balik, do you think this is a good way to deal with the situation, kan?
Because for me macam kawan-kawan tu memang someone yang kita value. So macam kalau dia macam bagi a negative vibe or dia rasa something tak best lah macam pasal diri dia, I will go out of my way untuk help her lah.
Yeah, yes, that is the power of connection as well, kan? Kita connect with each other.
Is there macam like any tools or practice yang macam journaling ke, like meditating untuk like self love? Is it like we need to do it once a while ke, like every month ke, macam mana ke, based on diri kita sendiri?
Some people will do journaling. Yeah. Journaling ni it's usually dia ada teknik-teknik dia. Because when you journal, you reflect on your feelings. Apa yang you rasa sebenarnya. Then from when you reflect, then you can get clarity from that.
Yeah.
When you get clarity, then you understand what's happening to me, what is the effect. Then from there, you make a decision. How do you want to move forward? Yeah. And then also macam I cakap, connection is important. Banyak je group ataupun support group yang you boleh join.
To have like a good support system.
Yes, a good support system, building community. Charity is another good way to actually untuk you appreciate
yourself.
Yes, gratitude, because from yes. Sebab from there you will increase in terms of your gratitude punya feeling.
Faham, macam we help each other.
Yes.
Faham.
Books also important juga. Ibu ada banyak self help books, kan? Retreats.
Yeah, okay. Betul.
Betul lah, once we help others, we feel good about ourselves juga. I don't know about others lah.
Ada ke like therapist macam like center, the Our Mental Care ni buat macam like activities yang macam activities or workshop yang encouraging self love ke, benda tu kita kena like cari buat benda tu sendiri and for
dua-dua boleh, Mina. Dua-dua boleh. Sebab ada center-center yang memang ataupun community group. For example, dia buat retreat. Yang kita boleh appreciate apa yang kita nak. Kita invest in hobbies pun actually that is part of self love juga. You do something you like, kan? macam in Cyberjaya, we have Cyberjaya Reads, for example. Every Sunday kita ada community yang membaca
Buku ya, club,
kan,
ya.
yang baca. So if you join ataupun you take part in this activity, that will increase lah you punya
Self-love.
self-love and also you're aware of
Faham.
you know you punya self-worth.
Is it like me time is a selfish thing or is it a self-love thing?
I would say it's a self-love thing
Oh, okay.
because
Tengoklah me time you apa. Apa you buat me time tu?
kan, kalau dia membantu you untuk berfungsi dengan lebih efektif dan baik. Okay, I have a client yang dia cakap, okay, coming to therapy is part of my self-love because I'm taking care of my mental health.
Betul.
So she might not have a specific issue yang dia nak
Luahkan.
tapi dia kata by coming here and sharing how my week is, for example, what is in my mind, what's bothering me, that is part of dia punya yes form of self-love for her. So I think she's on the right track kan, taking counselling as part of it. But macam I cakap, ada banyak je benda-benda lain yang you boleh buat kan. Me time you buat apa, macam you cakap kan, me time you buat apa.
I mean like to go to the therapist or counselor tu pun bukannya like it's not a bad thing.
That is her way lah.
It's not a bad thing macam orang sekarang ni macam pergi terapi sakit ke, gila ke. Tapi sebenarnya tak pun. It's like a good thing for our mental lah sebenarnya.
Yes.
Miss Azmina, you pergi buat apa? Untuk self-love? Pilates?
Pilates tak ada lah. Saya mostly akan go out with my friends lah untuk like having fun with them. You misalnya buat apa?
I pergi Pilates and gym. I feel pergi gym memang
Self-love lah.
I feel very productive and my body will thank me after I pergi gym. Memang time I workout tu very penat, tapi after I never thought I will realise benda ni lah, but then pergi gym memang help me build macam mana? Memang I happy lah. I rasa productive. And my body thank me for that.
Memang sebab kalau orang ada anxiety ataupun orang ada depression, it's always good kita memang akan encourage dia orang to do physical activity.
Oh, okay. Is it because of keluar peluh tu yang membuangkan all those anxieties apa semua ke?
Dia physiologically dia memang akan merembeskan hormon-hormon yang bahagia, yang gembira.
Okay, faham.
So dia rasa macam
And dia bagi macam satisfaction.
Yeah.
You achieve something. You go to gym pun is an accomplishment for me.
Kalau like if you have like mental drainage from work kan, what do you do? Go to the gym je lah macam tu.
Kita tengok dulu lah. Kalau macam penat but tapi sepatutnya macam kena pergi juga hari-hari. Tapi kita pun know
Our limit.
macam kalau kita nak rehat, kita rehat lah. Tapi kalau pergi memang rasa berjaya for the day.
sebab kita kadang mental kita penat, body kita automatically penat. Tapi sometimes you have to push a bit. Kan?
So macam like self-love tu kan include in families as well. So like if family tu macam not really, tak nak lah cakap a good family, tapi macam like they are not like very supportive for us to have the self-love to ourselves tu macam mana? Macam kita as anak mestilah akan kena duduk bawa bumbung parents and family and like influence by them. So macam mana kita nak to like walaupun duduk bawa bumbung diorang, kita ada our own self-love tu.
Again, it goes back to setting boundaries lah. I rasa. Even with families. And that is why kita punya role untuk reflectkan macam mana benda tu membantu kita tu is important. So maknanya you educate the people around you.
Faham?
Yeah. So kalau you adik-beradik, maybe you advocate in terms of having me time.
Maybe ajar diorang
Yes,
like what
yes.
to. Okay, faham.
So that helps lah. Walaupun dia tak immediate, it will take some time.
So macam like sekarang ni kan like socials kita sekarang ni macam like memang like mengajar kita untuk self love apa semua. It's a very good thing like to have social media sekarang ni sebab kita dah macam boleh buka minda kita for self love. Like apa ni untuk help to say no on things apa semua. So how can like individuals navigate and overcome the barriers apa ni to embrace their authentic selves. Kiranya macam like memang dia embrace diri dia tapi not too much like macam dah terlebih sangat ni sampai dia tak sedar diri yang dia ni dah terlebih sangat yang sebenarnya apa yang dia buat tu dah salah.
I think it goes back to deep understanding of your self-worth and also your self-acceptance. How do you accept yourself as you are? Kan, we go back macam example tadi, kulit hitam, gelap lah, gelap. So if you accept that and you know you know how your self-worth, even with that, so dia akan help you untuk tidak untuk bring yourself to become your authentic self lah.
Tapi Miss Azmina cakap kalau kan social media kan sekarang ada banyak influence juga. So you can know macam ada setengah orang macam dia tak boleh tengok orang dekat social media macam happy-happy tapi dia in that same, dia stagnant je. So macam apa yang kita nak buat untuk macam tak rasa macam kita very behind. Macam very behind.
Again, go back to setting boundaries. Kalau you tak boleh tengok benda tu, kalau dia mengganggu fikiran you, stop viewing all this. Stop tengok sampai you rasa macam you understand, okay, itu hidup dia, I ada hidup I sendiri. I tak payah ikut dia.
Faham?
Kan? So it is process lah. It's a process. Sometimes kita berjaya, sometimes kita tak berjaya kan. Tapi bila kita cuba dan kita faham, okay tak apalah hari ni I tak berjaya, I rasa macam sedih lah tengok dia.
Lah tengok orang ni macam kita macam lagi bagus daripada dia tapi tengok orang lain ni kita macam lagi behind daripada dia. So actually kita kena
like,
macam
we cannot
faham
compare ourselves dengan others kot. Kita ada
our own pace.
path, yeah.
Betul. And kita percaya Allah tu adil.
Betul.
Maybe
Kita tak ada yang ni, kita ada yang
yes.
lain. Yeah. So ada apa lagi? I think that's all for today. So I hope you guys get a very like full of value of self-love. So thank you Miss Azni and Miss Alia for being such a good guest for today. So the power of self-love, building healthier relationship with yourself and others. So please do things that you guys love. Please do like have a self-worth with yourself. Jangan like you don't need other people's validation to like have your own self-worth and everything. So thank you, you guys.
Love
Yeah.
your limits.
Yeah. No like when to say no. So thank you for watching this episode. See you guys in next episode. Bye.